Welcome. This lesson is over volume. So let's look at our number routine. What is the difference between area and volume? Well, in area, we are given different two-dimensional shapes, such as these. From these, you can find the area because area is how much space it covers, how much space it carries on a flat surface. And also, it is, for example, if this is centimeters and this is centimeter, this would be measured in square units, so square centimeter. On the other hand, volume is for three-dimensional objects, such as this. So this is two-dimensional, this is three-dimensional. And in three-dimensional objects, such as these, it's how much it holds. And this is measured in cubic units. So that's the major difference between the two. Here is another area is how much it covers and measured in square units, 2D. Volume is how much it contains and measures in cubic units. So in the beginning class, each student or each group will be given prisms and pyramids. You'll have time to look closely at it and tell me what's the difference between the two. Because we are going to be learning how to find a volume of each one. We've already had previous lessons on how to find a volume of prism, so today's lesson is more by pyramid. So what do you notice about this? Well, the first thing I notice about a pyramid is you have, it points up right here. It all meets. Seems like all the edges converge right here at the top. Well, this word is called apex. You do not see it here. What else do I notice? In prisms, I see many, many rectangular faces. For example, I see some right here, see some right here, and then you see some 1, 2, 3. Well, here only one. So you have many, many more rectangular faces, while a pyramid is nothing but triangular. Here you don't see any triangle. Here you just see two. Also, a prism is you have one area of one base, and it is connected by the height. So a base, the two bases are connected by the height. And here you only have one base. And so the base for this one would be right here. And the height for here would be right here. So yeah, here you have multiple heights, and here you only have one height. All right, so what today you're going to be given a prism and a pyramid. Can you tell me which one contains more volume? If I had to compare this with this, which one do you think contains more volume? From what I can tell, I think the rectangular prism looks like it contains more volume, but by how much? So how do you know? We're going to prove it. So we're going to prove it with a experiment. During class, we will be doing this experiment, so I'll just show you with a video. A lot of water. That's a second. Here's a third pyramid being filled with water. So, what was the point of that video? Well, first of all, we have a rectangular prism right here, and then we have a pyramid up here. As you can tell, they are both have the same base area and the same height, but a prism holds like 3 pyramids full of water. So each pyramid is like a third of a prism. So from that, from our constant demonstration, what do you know about the volume of the pyramid in comparison to the volume of the prism? Well, first of all, how do you find the volume of a rectangular prism? If you look at your mathematics chart, it says phi equal BH. How can you rewrite this formula so that it can be used to find the volume of a rectangular pyramid with the base and height congruent to the base and height of the prism? Well, first of all, a pyramid, is it half of a prism? No. You saw that it had to fill up, one pyramid filled up only a third of a prism. So the formula is volume equal a third of a rectangular prism. And that is the formula. So instead of just showing you this formula, we've proved it and show you why it is so. So the pyramid is 1/3 the volume of a prism. Or another way to see it, it took 3 pyramids to fill a prism with congruent base and height. Therefore, the formula for the volume of any pyramid is volume equal. So this is first of all, this is the how to find the volume of a rectangular prism. So to find the volume of a pyramid is a third of it. And again, it can be demonstrated right here. So through that, in a pyramid, there is an apex. I said it earlier. It is right here. Is where all the edges converge up there. The point where all the triangle faces meet to the base. The height hits the base at a right angle. So in here, we see the height right here. As you notice, when you think about it, when you measure your height, you are standing straight up. Do not stand at a slant. So S is the slant height. We do not work with that. You will be working that in upper grade levels. So that is the thing. So in your mathematics charts, you have prisms and pyramid. A rectangular prism is measured as BH, while a pyramid is 1/3 of the B and H. So find the volume of the pyramids below. Highlight the area of one base in pink. So I'm going to highlight this in pink. And highlight and the height in green. So the height is here. So area one base. Well, this base is in rectangular ending. So what's the formula for a rectangle? Base times height. So the base is 16 times the height. That's 160. So I substituted. Now 1/3 times the base 160. What is the height of the pyramid? 12. So do I want to do 1/3 of 160 or 1/3 of 12? Or do you want to multiply 160 times 12? Let's try to use mental math. 1/3 of 12 is 4. So what's 4 groups of 160? 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 6 is 24. Carry to 2. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 2 is 6. So 640 cubic inches because it is three-dimensional. That's why we're finding volume. It's measured in cubes. Next one. So highlight the base in pink and the height in green. So let's look at the base. What shape do you see right there? I see a triangle. How do you find the area of a triangle? It's 1/2 base times height. So let's substitute. What is the base? The base is right here, 5, and the height is 4.3. Why can it not be 5? Because 5 is slanted. Remember, when you're measuring your height, you stand straight up. So what's half of 5? Well, half of 5 is 2.5 times 4.3. So let's multiply that. 2.5 times 4.3. 3 times 5 is 15. Carry to 1. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. Cancel. This placeholder. 4 times 5 is 20. Carry to 2. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 2 is 10. It's 1075, but don't forget the decimal point is 2 places behind the decimal point. So the area of one base is 10 and 75 hundredths. So now let's find the volume, how much it holds. 1/3 times 10.75 times the height of 8. So would you like to find a third of this or third of 8 or just multiply these two and find a third? You know what? I'll just multiply those two of them. And so 8 times 5 is 40, carry the 4. 56 plus 4 is 60, carry the 6. 8 times 0 is 0 plus 6 and 86. So it's 86. So what's a third of 86? I have no idea. If I just split the 86 into three parts, 3 going to 8 two times, 3 goes to 26 8 times. That's nx is 0 because I know we can get rid of this remainder. 3 goes to 26 times. Remainder is 2. Ooh, did we just do that a few seconds ago? You know what? It's going to be a repeating decimal. So the volume is 28 and 66, repeating decimal, cubic inches. Or it could be 28 and 2/3. Number 3, next one, highlight the base, highlight the height. So what is the area of this base? The formula is base times height. So it is 8 times 7 is 56. So let's find the volume of this three-dimensional shape. 1/3 times 56 times 6. What's a third of 6? It is 2. 56. So a third. So a third. Whoops. So a third of 6 is 2 times 56. And that's 12 carry 1, 10. So it's 112 cubic inches. Number 4, our last example. So using my highlighter, I highlight the base. Whoops, wrong color. Supposed to be pink. And you know what? I'm going to take this out. Yeah. So how do you find an area of that one base? Well, first of all, it is half triangle, base times height. So what is the base? 10. The height of the triangle is 3. Half of 10 is 5 times 3. So half of 10 is 5 times 3 is 15. So let's find the volume of this three-dimensional shape. 1/3 of the base times the height. What's a third of 15? Can you split 15 into three parts? It's 5. 5 times 12 is 60 cubic inches. And so the main thing is to find the volume of a pyramid as such. Again, what makes a pyramid? You see an apex right here. This is how I quickly, let me use the yellow. So I see apex right there. I see apex right here. I see an apex right there. And I see apex here. So to find the volume of a pyramid, you do a third of the area of one base times the height. So it's almost like a prism, except you just have to do a third of it.